Oklahoma City, and many people suspect, and I think this is true, he had a major injury, and Paul did not want to leave all that money on the table. So Kevin Durant now has got an injury. There's a report by Chris Haynes he could come back in this series and will about Game 4, let's start with this. It is the perfect scenario for him, right? To come back and save the team?
Colin, it is. I talked about the worst case scenario if they win it without him. The best case scenario is they're down 0-2, 2-1. KD comes back, saves the day, wins the finals for him, probably would be finals MVP if that happens. You erase that entire narrative that they didn't need you. And now people saying, well, if they were going to lose to Kawhi in the finals, they probably were going to lose to LeBron, especially LeBron and Kyrie. So now all of that's gone. The rings aren't viewed as cheap, aren't viewed as easy by those who have that viewpoint. And so I would say this to Kevin Durant in that scenario: stay at least one more year.
If you come back, save the team and win.
Stay at least one more year, because now, again, you've erased that scenario. You don't have to deal with that anymore. Why not go for 4 straight? Nobody's done it since Bill Russell, not Kobe, Shaq, Michael, Duncan, nobody. This would be your way. I've said for KD to kind of get into that top 10, get into that top 5 maybe, he has to do it with his own team. Or just get out of the scenario where people think your team doesn't need you. If you can separate yourself from them by winning 4 straight, that's a way to get in there without leaving. And then if you want, you can always leave the next year, right? Like, you be 31 years old, 32 years old, you'll still have plenty left. And you get to look at the free agent landscape. Where does Kyrie go? How do the Clippers look this year? Is LeBron really fading? I could go there and save LeBron.
Years ago,
all types of stuff.
Years ago, I was told by a manager the most powerful word in broadcasting is no. Do you want to be on this broadcast? No. And managers leave and go, wait a minute. Why? Like, it gives you power. I think if you ask LeBron personally, and I said this at the time last year, I said, take the year off and just watch the landscape. Kevin Durant, by the way, 1 more year in Golden State, win or lose. All the big stars are kind of fastened to a team. The free agent class isn't nearly as tasty a year from now. I don't think it's bad advice. Now, I do want to talk about this, is that we thought coming into this season, and even before the series, Houston was the second best team in this league.
Right.
I'm watching the last week. Daryl Morey's like, I'll trade everybody. Mike D'Antoni's staff's fired. Chris Paul's contract looks worse by the day. Are they panicking?
No question about it, Colin. Like, this is such a bad look. Number one, you never want to put your coach in a situation where you basically pick his coaching staff. I mean, you're essentially saying, go ahead and get out of here. So I would understand it if D'Antoni, out of pride, just said, I'm out. I hope he doesn't, but I'd understand it. So that's number one. That's a bad look. Number two, why are you letting it leak that your entire roster is available? Okay? Why is James Harden's name out there? I know it's unlikely they trade him, but he should be like everybody but Harden. And Chris Paul, knowing that the likelihood of being able to trade him is nil or very slim, CP3 is not going to like this. He's a superstar. He's not used to seeing his name in trade rumors unless he asks for a trade.
He's on 9 commercials.
Right. Like, it's easy for LeBron and Magic Johnson to say to Ingram and those, hey, it's part of the business. It means people want you. Your name's in the trade rumors. It's great. Let LeBron's name get in trade rumors for real and see how much he likes it.
Do you know Rich Paul once texted me? Rich Paul, because I said, maybe you have to consider trading LeBron. And I say this lovingly to Rich Paul. Rich is like, did I just hear you say you'd trade LeBron? I sorry, Rich. I didn't mean. I was kidding, Rich. I mean,
you're absolutely right. A superstar. So this is not going to sit well with Chris Paul. I guarantee you, he is stewing over the fact that his name. He came to you. He left the Clippers. And his name is now in trade rumors? You don't want me? I'm an albatross?
Houston's getting too public. Like, there's a lot of, they're becoming the Steelers. It's like, stop leaking crap to the media.
Now, what I will give, the one thing I like that Daryl Morey is doing is Colin, I'm not one of those guys that feels like you can't have a coach go into the last year of his deal.
Yeah.
Like he's a lame duck. No. A lot of people work in the last year of their deal. I'm in my last year of my deal. Let's get that done, by the way. But I'm in the last year of my deal. Like, come on. If you can't coach your team because you're in the last year of your deal, you shouldn't be coaching them anyway. I'm not with giving them a 1 or 2 year extension when you know in your mind this might be their last year. So I'm with Morey on that. What I think Houston should do, stop putting everybody on the market. Don't have these leaks. Let D'Antoni pick his staff and see if he can come up with some tweaks and changes to the offense. Get more movement player-wise, ball-wise, and see if he can do that. And if you can't do it in a year, we'll start all over after that.
Okay, I want to go back to the finals. So your crazy cohort on radio, Fox Sports Radio, Odd Couple, Rob Parker, he said something yesterday on the show. He said, listen, this is good if Toronto wins in the NBA because it shows that you don't need 5 guys. What you need is a star. Do you think if Toronto won this series, and again, Vegas has it going 6. We all kind of have it going 6. I mean, Joy and I yesterday said we thought Toronto would win the opener. If Toronto did win this, do you think it would cool down a little bit? The gotta have 4 stars. Could it have a resonance beyond just its series?
That I don't think so because, number one, this wouldn't be the first time we've seen this.
Yeah.
In 2011, Dirk Nowitzki was the only star. Jason Kidd was old. He wasn't the Jason Kidd we all know and love.
Yeah.
Tyson Chandler was not a star. Jason Terry was a really good player, but not a star, superstar. So it was Dirk Nowitzki beating 3 superstars.
Right.
2 superstars and Chris Bosh, a star. So we've seen it before. Every Blue Moon, Detroit in 2004 won it without a real superstar. A lot of really great players, but no superstar. 1979, Seattle Sonics, that was your team.
B+ guys.
Right. So this wouldn't be completely unprecedented, number one. So I don't think it would change things. Here's and I debated this with Rob. Super teams are not new. What's new are the player-generated super teams.
Right.
The Celtics of Bird were a super team. The Showtime Lakers were a super team. For that 1 year, Philadelphia with Moses Malone and Dr. J were a super team. Kobe and Shaq was a super team. The difference is that they were generated by the front office and ownership.
Yeah.
What Rob doesn't like is players generated.
Which, by the way, that's how it always cracks me up. It's okay if the old guy uses players like chess pieces. When the player's like, I want to say in my short career, but it's like, whoa. Hey,
right.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar told Milwaukee, I'm out of here.
People forget that. People forget that.
And by the way, Milwaukee, to their credit, got a ton of good players for him.
Yep.
Like, they were good for years after that. But, this idea that players, I always say this, we are so unfair to players on this. And I'm tough on players. I got players tweeting me all day, hate me, right? If my career lasted 12 years, you don't think I'd want some say in my career?
No, you're right.
You got to be kidding me.
Especially when guys have seen coaches or executives who they think don't know what they're doing. I mean, LeBron, we know he likes to be a boss. He likes to run things. So he said, why can't I put a team together? Everybody, these guys are doing it. I know more about the game than them.
Yeah.
So,
by the way, Lakers this year could use more LeBron influence.
Right.
Okay, we got a minute left. What do you make of this Drake beef? Joy's like, no big deal. They're all friends. I am never buying another Drake CD. I am over Drake.
Go on the CDs, huh?
My albums, my LPs.
You download, but no CDs.
They have a whole streaming device.
I am done with Drake trash talking.
No more albums, right? No, I love it. I think Adam Silver said, look, don't touch anybody. Don't roam 15 feet up and down the sidelines. Other than that, you can do your thing. I'll give him a pass on the wristband because he was covering up the KD Steph tattoos. Otherwise, that's mad corny. Like, you might as well put on the headband and the shorts and be out there in full uniform, so I'll give him a pass, though, because I know he covered up the KD Steph tattoos. But I like it. This is Spike Lee all over again. Spike Lee, Reggie Miller.
I don't like you trash talking Steph Curry and Draymond Green.
For game 2, he should be going at Draymond hard. Oh, you the best defender ever? Siakam just destroyed you. You can't shoot. Try to get in his head. I think Drake should do that in game
All
two.
right. Almost convinced me there. By the way, aluminum carry-on from Away Travel's unbelievable. I want you to go to awaytravel.com/Colin, awaytravel.com/Colin. It's absolutely great. Promo code Colin.